All right, let's talk about what's happening in AI right now because, wow, we are seeing a huge shift, and it is moving way faster than anyone thought possible. It's totally changing how we're going to interact with this tech. So, where's this all headed? Let's get into it. So, let's just kick things off with a pretty wild question. Is the all-in-one, do-everything AI chatbot already a thing of the past? I know, it sounds a little crazy, right? But stick with me, because the evidence we're about to look at suggests we're already moving into a completely new phase.
Okay, so to really get where we're going, we've got to quickly remember where we started, and that was with the generalist AI.
For the past couple of years, the big thing has been what you could call the Swiss Army knife of AI. You know the drill, right? One chat window, one tool for basically everything. You'd ask it to write an email, then whip up a poem, then maybe debug some code. Super powerful, for sure, but definitely a jack of all trades. That's our starting point. But everything is changing now, and the first huge shift we're seeing, it's all about making AI radically accessible. I mean, AI is breaking out of that simple chat window and becoming so much easier for anyone to use. No expertise required, at all. And the difference between the old way and this new way, it's just staggering. I mean, forget spending months learning some super complex software. Forget hiring specialists for every little thing or trying to master let's be honest, the dark art of prompt engineering. This new wave of AI tools, it lets you do incredible things just by using, well, your own words, the most natural interface there is. Okay, take photo editing. You used to have to be a wizard in Photoshop, right? Now, with something like Google's Nano Banana, you don't even need to know what layers or masks are. You just tell it what to do. Make the sky look a bit more dramatic. And boom, it just happens. And it's the exact same story for web development, a field that used to take years to get good at. Now with a tool like Lindy AI, you can literally just describe the website you want, and an AI agent goes and builds it for you in minutes. Think about that. It's not about code anymore. It's about having a conversation. That is a massive, massive leap. And hey, even that skill that used to be super niche, prompt engineering, is getting democratized. OpenAI's new optimizer lets you just paste in a kind of meh prompt, and it'll completely rewrite it for you. And the best part, it explains the changes it made, so you actually learn as you go. It's like having an AI expert looking right over your shoulder. So at the exact same time that AI is getting easier to use for everybody, there's another huge shift going on. It's getting hyper-specialized. To put it simply, AI is getting a job. And this is such a crucial point. We are moving away from that single Swiss Army knife and towards a specialist's toolkit. You know, think about it this way. You wouldn't use one generic tool to build a whole house, right? No way. You need a hammer, a saw, a drill. The exact same thing is happening with AI right now. And you can see this specialization popping up absolutely everywhere. For coding, you've got dedicated tools like Grok and Codex. For video, something like Cline 2.1 is giving filmmakers incredibly precise control. It's even happening in specialized hardware, like NVIDIA's Jetson Thor, which is designed for robotics. Each one of these is a master of its own craft. But here's the thing. These amazing specialized tools wouldn't be nearly as powerful if they were all just stuck on their own little islands. And that brings us to the next key development, the one that really ties it all together, seamless integration. These AIs are being built directly into the tools you're probably already using every single day. A perfect example of this is IDE integration. Now, an IDE, that's an integrated development environment, is basically a developer's digital workbench. So instead of a coder having to constantly copy and paste code back and forth from some chat bot, OpenAI's Codex is built right into that environment. The AI meets them exactly where they work, which just gets rid of all the friction. And this kind of integration is happening at every level. It can be something as simple as an AI in your browser, like Anthropic's Claude extension, or it can be embedded super deep inside a professional tool, like Codex. Or, and this is where it gets really powerful, it can be a master connector, like the Rube server, which lets AI work across all your different apps. So, how does something like that actually work? Well, look at this process here. First, you just make a simple request in a tool you're already in, let's say Claude. Then, the Rube server jumps in. It's like a universal translator. It understands your goal and figures out all the steps needed to get it done. And finally, it takes action, orchestrating tasks across more than 500 different applications. We are talking about automation on a completely different level here. Okay, so let's recap. We've seen three huge trends. AI is becoming more accessible, it's getting more specialized, and it's becoming more integrated. And when you combine all three of those, well, you get to the climax of our story, the rise of the true AI agent. And it is so important to really grasp this definition. An AI agent isn't just a passive tool that sits there waiting for your next command. Nope, it's a system that can understand a goal, create a plan, and then operate autonomously to achieve it. It's not a tool you use, it's an agent that works for you. And listen, this isn't science fiction stuff. It is already here. Lindy AI has agents that can autonomously browse the web. Quoter has this thing called quest mode where it can take on really complex coding tasks all by itself. And then you've got platforms like Suna, which, well, they don't pull any punches. They let you build and deploy what they literally call AI employees. The language itself just shows you how much the whole paradigm is shifting. This quote from Lindy AI just nails the magnitude of this change. We are seeing, and I quote, a shift toward natural language as a primary interface for software creation. You don't program the computer anymore. You just talk to it, and it figures out the rest. It's incredible. All right, let's bring this all home. This whole evolution, from a simple chatbot to a whole network of specialized, integrated agents, it's happening at an absolutely mind-blowing speed. Why this number? Well, because in just the last few minutes, we've talked about 13 different, brand new, specialized AI platforms. And honestly, that's just a tiny, tiny sample. Nothing illustrates the sheer speed and scale of this specialization wave better than that. So if you only remember one thing from all of this, please make it this. Our fundamental relationship with AI is changing. AI is moving from being a tool we command to a teammate we collaborate with. It's the difference between using a hammer and having a master carpenter working right there alongside you. And that leaves us with one last thing to think about. As this huge transition happens, when your AI really does become a teammate and not just a tool, what's the very first task you're going to hand over?